so I didn't fit into any of these ideals, and I just didn't fit in. And then on top of that, I also had neurofibromatosis. So my body was covered in tumours and, all of those things. So it was super challenging growing up, A, growing up being South Asian, and B, with neurofibromatosis. So it wasn't fun. So on one end, you had this standard of beauty, which was in the magazines, like Vogue and Clio and all of those magazines. And the woman on the front of the magazine was always white, blonde hair or blue-eyed, perfect, straight, silky hair, flawless skin, perfect teeth, able-bodied. And so you had that ideal of beauty in the Western community. And then you had the South Asian image, which was this, slim, fair brown skin, silky long hair, not curly, so usually straight or wavy. And I guess the best example I could give is Aishwarya Rai, the Bollywood actress. That would be the typified South Asian beauty. So the cons would be, not every girl looks like Aishwarya Rai or fits that typified South Asian beauty. You have tall girls, short girls, fat girls, skinny girls, dark and fair. So it can create a lot of complexes because, girls are sort of told, you're not beautiful, no one will want to marry you, or all of those kind of mentalities, because there is a lot of emphasis placed on for women to get married, have kids and follow that path. So a lot of girls are told, you don't fit that beauty, ergo you won't have all these things in life. And I guess a pro would be, in the Western community, girls who sort of, even if they don't fit that South Asian typecast, they're still considered beautiful because they're, exotic or they're different, So I guess it can go either way. I think it can actually have a huge impact because, if a girl fits into that typecast or fits into that mold of, tall, slim, fair, maybe she'll become paranoid about her appearance and, constantly focusing on it so she doesn't lose that because, people place a lot of emphasis on that being an asset to her. They go, oh, you're so beautiful, you're so slim, you're fair, you're this, you're that. And so she may think, oh, that's my only worth. Like there's nothing, beyond that. Like people won't care about, how they are on the inside, their internal beauty, if you will. So they may become fixated on that. And then on the flip side, if they don't fit into this perfect image, then they may also have issues around that because they don't fit into that. And, if they're not slim, as you suggested, they may turn to, they may fall down that path of an eating disorder or not, or, exercising excessively or something like that just to try and lose the weight. Or they may start, turning to sort of, I guess, dangerous beauty trends like using skin bleaching and other things to try and lighten their skin. So I think it is quite dangerous because it's causing young women and possibly young men to go to extreme measures to try and fit into this particular mold. I actually really struggled and I didn't manage it very well. And, I had constant hang-ups about my skin, and when I sort of hit a certain age, I started putting on a bit of weight and everything as well. And so I was just very down on my appearance. I really struggled, and eventually I started losing the weight again. I started, eating healthy, exercising, and I lost the weight. And actually an auntie from our community, she sort of commented and goes, oh, Janu, you've lost weight. You look so nice. And that made me feel really good. And I thought, oh, I look good. And then in the very next breath, she sort of said, oh, but it's such a shame about your skin. So my self-esteem went up and then it went straight back down again. And so I just always felt like I'll never be good enough. I'll never look beautiful, no matter what, no matter how I try. So I did struggle, and I think, thanks to the body positivity movement that sort of started, I started to sort of accept my body the way it was, and I realized the only way for others to accept me is for me to accept myself and embrace whatever my flaws are, like all of them, and just see myself as beautiful, tumors and all. And that's when I actually started turning around, and I think it was thanks to the body positive movement, which was mostly in the Western sphere. It's only just starting in the South Asian sphere now. You have Instagram accounts like Life of a Social Butterfly, who focuses on colorism, and she's embraced her dark skin, and she's sort of emphasizes on her dark skin and as her beauty. And I think those sort of things have actually helped not just me, but so many women out there.